Combustion.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Been running the game with my team making plays. Talking 80, my G's, 100 jewels in this place. Surrounded by dogs, keep the quarterback safe. I'm the one with the plans, they gon' do what I say. The game is not over, we don't celebrate. In the end zone, we don't got no time in the wait. H-Town run down, we don't premeditate. We just go and get to it, we got them on skates. If the game go into overtime, kicking the overdrive, we gon' be first at the finish line. Play looking full, but I finish mine. Can I get second? We gon' line up like it's dinner time. We put in work till we get us a ring. Super Bowl season, we running the scene. H-Town the home of the realest that breathe. Keep your face down when you talk to the king.
Yo, what up, y'all? This is your boy AD, and then I got my co-host in the building, Clayton. On this wonderful Sunday, welcome to another episode of the H-Town Rundown. How's everybody doing? Clayton, how you doing, and how's everybody doing in the chat? What up, chat?
What's up, chat? What's going on, AD? Good to see you, bro, as always, man. It's a blessed Sunday, as the people say. It's good to be seen, So, but how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. So we counting down the days, man. We it's just 9-8 days away from training camp beginning.
Yes, bro. Until rookies report. Yes, sir. The 21st.
So we counting down, man, and then you got the open practices coming up for the Texans as well, and fans get to finally see top 100 quarterback CJ Stroud on the field. And so it's gonna be a lovely time.
We got, let me see, by the math, 5, so that's 10 spots to be unveiled, and then Monday, Tuesday, about 20 spots to be unveiled before we start. So 15 to 20. So you got a shot.
No, ain't no shot. What Charles Buckler say? I guarantee.
I'm telling you, and it's gonna take off like 8 fan bases. Watch.
I don't give a
watch.
But shout out to Frank Z. As a honored tradition with the H-Town Rundown, we will be giving away training camp tickets on multiple days. Shout out, we will be giving a pair of tickets away on the joint practice day, which is the 18th of August. We will be giving a pair of tickets away on Monday, day 2 that Frank Z will be at.
Frank Z.
And we will be giving a pair of tickets away for the Friday training camp. I think it's the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me, whatever that Friday training camp is.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not the 10th. It's probably the 7th. No, the 7th. So the 7th, the 3rd of August, and then the 18th of August, we'll be giving away a pair of training camp tickets for each one of those days. And all you have to do is follow the H-Town Rundown on all social media platforms, and we will be giving out instructions on how you can be winners of those training camp tickets. So be on the lookout, and be on the lookout to see us at the H-Town Rundown at training camp. Well, for sure, on the first day of training camp, we'll be there, as well as on the 8th, we'll be there as well. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with the H-Town Rundown at training camp. You'll see us, see the likes of Ruben and Harley. You see the likes of Stressens. You see, even Texans Jacob, or he's not Texans Jacob anymore.
Barzilla.
Jacob Barzilla. So you see all those, Houston heavy hitters out there at training camp. We'll all link up as well. DJ Wallace, summer football about to go crazy. You already know it. You already know. Thank you, Alfredo. He said he has 2 tickets. He'll donate to the night training camp. I appreciate it. Just hit me up, Alfredo. And we'll make that work, and we'll add that to the count, which is the 8th. This is the night training camp, if I'm not mistaken. I think it starts at 6:00. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with the H-Town Rundown as well, so y'all can be, get some free tickets. We ain't like the DJs of the world that, get free tickets and try to sell free tickets in training camp, which is crazy. Shout out to DJ Amazins. But definitely, I'm looking forward to it. I want to know, what are you looking forward to? Since we talking about it earlier, the training camp. Since we getting it started, since the tickets just dropped, what is the most exciting thing you are looking forward to at training camp?
Yeah, man. This is the time to see the difference between the shirts and short warriors and the real ball players. Put the pads on, helmets on, and get in that heat. And honestly, for me, just to see, the cream rise to the top. Like all the talking, all the narratives will be done, and we'll get to see guys, as Casario would say, the players settling what the depth chart is going to be, specific to places like center and wide receiver depth, and so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to the intensity. Looking forward to these guys getting out there and, again, putting on shells, helmets, pads, and getting after it, man, and really just being able to also see the makings of what maybe the offense could be. We know what the defense is going to be, but I want to see sprinkles of what they're trying to do ideologically on the offensive side of the ball, now that they've reshaped the vision of it according to the more physical nature of the offensive lineman personnel and David Montgomery and so on. So all the things.
So yeah, you know what I'm looking forward to is always every year I'm always a trenches guy. So I'm always in the
Mm,
trenches. I'm looking forward to seeing, the offensive line, defensive line, and seeing how they're gonna work and how they're gonna improve.
mm-hmm.
Um
That's how
and
Caden
seeing
McDonald does.
yeah,
See how Caden get up in there.
see how Caden does. Also gonna be looking at the running backs and see how they perform
Mm,
as well. And just kind of, the little trinkets. Probably the secondary is a big one as well.
mm,
You never know; they may have a new person in that secondary at training camp to be looking out for.
mm.
Which is a amazing. Get if they're able to get them. So we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. Um, but yeah, those are the things that I'm, kind of getting ready and hyped for and looking for. I
We'll
think this will
see.
be training camp year 5 in a row, for me.
Hey,
So definitely.
what up, Dorsey
What up?
and
What
K1
up? What up?
Flow
Yep.
happening.
Crew is in the building. But definitely, yeah, gotta get hyped for that, man. But I'll start with this, man. Another thing I'll be, of course, always looking at, and I said it earlier and I'll say it again, is our top 100
Mm-hmm.
NFL player, CJ Stroud, and see how he's going to perform with our, the Lewis Bond fan club and how he's going to get those balls to Lewis
Yeah,
Bond. And, and Tank
LBFT.
Dell. Nobody mentions Tank Dell. Let him, it's almost like, do it for Lil Saint, do it for Lil Tank.
Do a little thing.
See if we can get Tank back out there and see how he's gonna be active, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
by then, when we have the actual training camp, open training camp practice, that Tank will be out there. And if he's
Yeah,
not,
yeah, got a problem.
if Tank is not going to be there,
I don't hit him with it. Don't do it.
He gone. He
Dang.
gone.
yeah, he gone, man. He gone, man.
Yeah, I
Um,
can't disagree. If he, yeah, man, yeah, I can't disagree, bro. I can't.
Tank Dell is not at training camp, and he's on pup, or if he's gonna miss the first 4 games of the season or first, yeah, just wrap it up. Just
And
wrap it up.
it'd be so sad too, man. It'd be so sad because the story was there, the narrative was there. U of H guy, come get me. They went to go get him and was on a historic pace for the franchise. At least in terms of rookie numbers. Um, Man, and just freak accidents, man, multiple freak incidents, and so yeah, man, you just hoping for him, So I'm gonna try not to put too many expectations on Tandale. I'm gonna try not to. Baby steps. Just get out there, see how he looks, and take it from there. But
Yeah. I mean, hey, all you can do is wish and hope with Tank Dell.
that sucks, man.
Look, man. It is what it is. That's the
Yeah.
life of NFL, NFL. Um, But I want to go ahead and get to this
Mhm.
narrative and this beef that Clayton has with C.J. Stroud, him and Beltway boys.
Hey,
Are just
Beltway
adamant
boys.
about C.J. Stroud, and they say, well, I see Jordan Love has made the top 100, and then Sean Pendergast sends out a tweet and says, well, this kind of furthers, you know, makes it where C.J. Stroud may not make the top 100
Mhm.
because of Jordan Love. Who did y'all watch Jordan Love play football, or y'all just going off of, oh, Jordan Love is a name and he plays for the Packers and they made the playoffs,
Mhm.
or did y'all watch Jordan Love and Jordan Love was not really, he was so.
Mhm.
And if you compare his stats to CJ stats are better with less games played.
Mhm.
So I just want to know, what are your thoughts or critique, or why you're reasoning that Jordan Love making it at 72 means that CJ Stroud may not make the top 100.
Damn, we already down to 72. Damn. Um,
No, it's just 28 spots, dog. What's just 28 players?
well, I'm just no, it's just the internal clock on this thing. But no, man, for me, going off of Sean Pendergast, what he said is his whole thing is just theorizing, like, okay, this is such a weird layout right now. Just weird. Like you got Baker, who's like a couple spots better than Jordan Love, I believe. Then Jordan gets revealed. Bryce, where he was, and dang, and I forgot the other guy after him. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, Brock Purdy. So it's just a weird list going on right now. Trying to make sense of it. I really am, because again, thank you for doing this for me. Like I have to remember that it's a player list. It's not a media list. It's not a fan list. It's not like it's players. So I'm like, okay, Bryce is in the 90s. You got Brock Purdy after him. You got Baker Mayfield after him. You got Jordan Love after him. But I'm kind of shocked because the glaze on Jordan Love is normally like, oh my gosh, he's a top 10 guy. So I'm thinking that's kind of low for me. So it's just weird. But I don't know. I don't know.
So that goes back to what I was saying earlier, is that are people watching the NFL as a whole, or are you just stuck, tunnel vision on what the Texans have going on, or are you
Mhm,
watching the league in itself? Like Jordan Love has been going down, as far as play, his stats have decreased every year. And people
mhm,
want to hop on the CJ Stroud bandwagon and talk about CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud has injuries and games missed.
mhm.
Jordan Love doesn't.
Uh-huh.
Jordan Love plays. I think if he misses a game, it's like 1 or 2 games
Mhm.
over the last 3 or 4 years. Like Jordan Love plays the game of football,
Yeah,
and his stats keep going down and down and down with an offensive head coach.
that's true
So
too.
with an offensive head coach, so he doesn't, and it's not like he's lacking talent. Like he has talent at all positions. He has
Mhm,
Josh Jacob at running back. He has multiple receivers. They went and drafted the first round wide receiver for him in
mhm.
Matthew Golden. Like
Barely used them.
they exactly. Is that they barely use him, or is it that Jordan Love couldn't get him the football?
Mhm.
Those type of things. They had tight ends that went crazy, over the last few
Yeah.
years. So they have talent,
Mhm.
and Jordan Love has just kind of gone downhill. So players see it, players recognize
Yeah.
it. Jordan Love has not been the same player. So to think that people think that Jordan Love is a top 10 quarterback is asinine at this day and age. To me, that
Mhm.
narrative I think went out the door after last year. Well,
Mhm.
not this past season, but the year before.
Mhm.
So
Well, like you said, I got to pull it up right here. So CJ, this is 2025. CJ, 14 games played, 3 games missed due to concussion. Jordan Love played in 15. Wait, oh, I'm sorry. Jordan Love played in 15 games. Let's see. Jordan Love, 291 passes completed for 66.3%. CJ Stroud, 273 completed for 64.5%. CJ Stroud, 3,041 yards passing. Jordan Love, 3,381. Touchdowns, Jordan Love, 23 compared to CJ Stroud, 19. CJ, 8 picks. Jordan Love, 6. And passer rating for J Love, 101.2. Pass rating for Stroud, 92.9. So if you want to talk about Jordan Love statistically, I mean, it's not like you blew CJ out of the water with his stats. I mean, he outperformed him marginally, about the same person. Um, but like you said, man, it could be a lot of things narratively. It could be better team, different circumstances. It could be this, it could be that. I don't know. All I know is
So
it's
just
very
remember
list.
also CJ Stroud played one less game, and
Hmm.
he also remember got knocked out of the Denver Broncos game.
That is also true. That's right. And I believe he would
Missed,
have
he
whooped,
missed majority of that game. He missed. I think he only played like the first quarter of that game.
to the top of the
So
second and got concussed.
yeah. So add an extra game plus that 3 quarters. What
Hmm.
does CJ Stroud stats look like?
Projected up about 3,221 touchdowns.
He's getting more than 200 yards in the game, brother.
Think so?
In two games. In
Oh,
two
oh, oh, I'm
games.
sorry. No, I'm thinking just Denver. My fault. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 No, you talking about like
Three and a
3,500.
half games. If you just average out 200, like a conservative, just flat 200 per game, like 3.5 games, that's 600 plus another, let's say one, that's 700 more yards. That's about
Yeah.
3,700 yards.
38, about 37, 3,800 yards to have on the season.
Something
Now,
like that, about
honestly,
25. Yeah.
he could be pushing 4,000, but I'm just saying, like, just for the extra game and a half he's missed, his stats will be better as far as
Right.
yardage wise, and maybe touchdowns will be
Hmm.
comparable to what Jordan Love had. So,
Hmm.
like, I just feel like, as we always said, I think people are just, I think the way, and it's getting to a point, I'm gonna put you on put you on the block, and same thing with Beltway boys. It's almost like you're hoping that CJ Stroud doesn't make the top 100. The way, and I'm just saying the way it comes off, yeah, you're hoping that CJ Stroud doesn't make the playoff, doesn't make the top 100.
Mm.
Hey, I agree.
No, there's no hoping here that CJ doesn't make it. It's just we understand in our sports industry and conversation,
Got
all this stuff,
hashtag gotta be right.
right? It it ain't that, man. It ain't even that, bro. It's just, man, we've seen weirder things, bro. Like we've seen weirder things. Like I said, I'll still put on to the fact that I've seen it before with Dak. We've seen it with Dak Prescott, and Dak got treated harsher than this. Dak actually debuted at a higher, 6 spots higher than CJ did when he first debuted, and dropped completely off. Right. So I'm just saying I've seen it before. There's a chance we can see it again, and if not, then hey, I'm happy for CJ that he has the equity amongst his contemporaries to where they acknowledge, like, hey, we understand context too, blah blah blah, whatever. But listen, man, I have no answers for you. I'm not hoping he misses it, but I'm also not going to be shocked if he does miss it. So
I'll be
I'll be
shocked
pleasantly
like
surprised.
hell.
Remember, we got a
I
barbecue
wouldn't even be
brisket sandwich on the
surprised.
line.
Yeah, I'm
Remember,
waiting
we got
on
a
it.
brisket sandwich online.
Go ahead to Bucky's now, man. Go ahead and camp out at Bucky's.
But I
Um,
told you, ain't gonna be no Bucky's. Gonna be some good barbecue, some Rudy's or some. Let me see. What else we got?
Rudy's.
Not Rudy.
Rudy's.
You don't
What?
know Rudy's? You want no Rudy's, bro? Hey, man. Hey, bro. We balling on the budget over here, bro. Texans don't pay us. Trying to get us brand deals, bro. Rudy's can possibly see this and be
Rudy's?
like, hey,
Like
brand deals, bro.
you could have said Triple J's. You could even said Papa's Barbecue. But you talking about
Hey, all
Rudy's?
those, all
Rudy's?
them.
Don't
Maybe
don't even,
one of
bro.
the
That's disgusting.
the disgust. Just
That
ew.
no, no, no,
No,
no.
no. What was that one meme? It's like, no, no, Chris, no, no, Chris.
Nathan's and talk about him being traded all the time. Of course.
Who, who talking about
DJ
trading
Watt.
CJ? Who?
No, they just
I
saying
think
in
I'm DJ.
general. He said the name. He
Papa's at
said the
least.
negative Nathan's. Papa's at least. Thank you, DJ Waller. The boy said Rudy's.
Oh,
Who?
yeah.
Hey,
Who?
Killer Cal Barbecue and
You heard about
Hookers.
this place
Oh, that's
called
that's the name.
Corkscrew?
That's the name. That's the name of your restaurant, Cal. That's what you're gonna call it. Killer Cal Barbecue Hookers and cigars. Nah, man, nah, hell no. Yeah, I heard of Coach Crew, but no, you can give me
Mm-hmm.
some Lacruda. You can go to Lacruda and Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So Crosby, dang.
yeah, do great and keep him, or do great and trade him. Just do great. Hey, why are we talking about trading
Mm-hmm.
CJ though? Like, I don't, at the end of the day, I think it's a privilege. It's coming from a
Mm-hmm.
source of privilege that fans don't realize that we and I it's a source of privilege because I think CJ Stroud has spoiled the fan base, and to a lesser degree, Deshaun Watson has spoiled the fan base because you don't
Mm-hmm.
remember the people. Well, I would say this: fans right now don't remember the Brock Osweiler, Tom Savage, um, what's up dude name? Not even Ryan Fitzpatrick, but Brian
Ryan
Hoyer,
Mallett. Yeah,
Brian
Brian Hoyer,
Mallett,
Ryan Mallett,
Brian Hoyer. Like,
Brandon
people don't
Whedon.
realize, yeah, Brandon Whedon. Like,
Whedon.
that's the spoiledness of the fan base. Like, you gotta sit back and chill because at the end of the day, if you're talking about trading him, and what blows my mind is the people that say trade him will say, "Oh, you can get back a first round pick for CJ Stroud."
Mm-hmm.
Well, if CJ Stroud is that bad and he's tradable, why would you get back a first round pick?
Mm-hmm.
Why would anybody trade anything worth anything for CJ Stroud if he's not, you know, worth the damn?
DQ. DQ.
Better say three Jets 2027 first. What up, DQ?
Well, it's
But yeah,
like
we
you
gotta
said.
get
That's a
that
great
back.
point. Yeah, no, like you said, that's a great point. If we're gonna say that, oh, he's not good and all this stuff, then okay, the league would agree with you. And why would I offer you a couple of firsts? Like I'm offer you a second, third, fourth, something like that. If he's not that good,
I don't even offer you that. I'm be honest with you.
oh yeah,
Because at the end of the day, if I need a quarterback, I'll just wait and do a placeholder and go get one next year.
mm-hmm.
Why would I trade for
Yeah,
a CJ Stroud?
yep,
Hell, Kyler Murray, who's been a starting quarterback in the league, got released and signed damn near vet minimum contract with
mm-hmm.
the Vikings.
Yep, and he's on a 1 year
So
deal, so you can wait to get him.
that's what I'm saying. Like, not even wait to get him, but I'm just saying, like, it's clear as day that CJ Stroud is a better quarterback than the likes of Kyler Murray, and he's going to be the starting quarterback for the
Mm-hmm.
Vikings this year. So, like, to say
Yep,
that you want to go backwards is asinine because what quarterbacks, what you get to replace CJ Stroud
you wouldn't.
that would
That's the
be
thing.
better than CJ Stroud. So
Not right
you,
now, you wouldn't. And then it's the
that's,
fact that we're banking on him growing too. Like we're not just talking about CJ from last year. We're talking about a motivated CJ who looks the most professional he's ever looked according to all accounts. Who's finally taken ownership of this offense. Like why would you get rid of a guy who's just now getting the answers to the tests, right? So, like, give him some breathing space. You have at least 2 years worth of runway, and AD, to your point, regardless, NFL history has showed us the CJ Strouds of the world, they're going to get paid. It's a matter of when, not if. It is an inevitability that a multi playoff leader who's won you 3 playoff games before the age of 25 years old has thrown
Pro
for over
Bowl
4,000
quarterback.
yards. Huh?
Pro Bowl quarterback.
Pro Bowl quarterback could have been multi Pro Bowl had he not said no. So there's that. Before the age of 25, those guys get paid, right? So it's like it's an inevitability. So I just think we live in a sports culture now where people don't want man, how did Dame Lillard say it? People run from the grind. That's basically what it is. People say they want to
Then,
rise and
then he
grind and
ran
all
from
this stuff.
the grind. Then he
Right.
ran from the grind.
But hey, words are valid though, like people don't really want to go through the grind. They don't want the losses that you incur en route to winning. They just want to win and then that's it. Like it's the losses that teach you a lot more than a lot of wins possibly could. So that when you finally do win, it's as sweet as it's ever been because you've gone through the experiences, you've hit your head, and you know what works, you know what doesn't work. And it's just it's silly nowadays that too many people are fine with just like getting rid of dudes and washing their hands and starting over and just staying in this perpetual loop of sorry. Like to AD's point about being spoiled, do we understand that we're talking about we're in an NFL landscape where the Cleveland Browns have attempted this about 8 to 15 times. The Jets have tried this. Like the Panthers are just now kind of getting out of that loop. Like there are
Are they?
teams that that's what I'm saying. They're peeping out, kind of seeing. Like there are teams that have been in a rebuild for about over a decade. It is not guaranteed that once you push that nuclear code button that it's just going to work for you. So once you have something good, you just develop it and you build on it, as opposed to risking staying in a constant decades long loop of suck to where there's the random guy with 25 quarterback names on his jersey that updates it every year because we're going to do it all over again. Like, no, there's no guarantee going to be this close. Enjoy it while you have it.
Definitely. And Brandon, I know you're joking, but the last QB contract he gave out was a 5-year contract. People don't want to talk about it. But yeah, that was
Casario?
Yeah. Y'all remember?
Casario getting 5 years? You talking about New England?
No. To Houston.
No. Here?
Didn't he give the contract? Or was it
To Deshaun?
Yeah, I thought that was Deshaun that he gave the contract to.
No, that was. Oh wait, because he was hard. No, that was before. That was the season before we got him. That was Bill O'Brien and Jack Easterby. That did that. Yeah, no, that wasn't considered.
Okay, well then never mind. You're right, Brandon. I take it back.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no. Like I said, we gotta stop the disrespect with CJ. He's gonna be a top 100 quarterback. He's gonna be the Texans' future quarterback for years to come. Just sit back and be prepared, man. Like it or love it. Keyword like it or love it. Just gonna have to accept it. So, Clayton's getting real choked up behind it. Shout out CJ.
I don't know if this is Mike. I don't know. Just I mean, 2-year max for guys in their 30s and 1 year prove it.
Yeah.
I mean, look. Nick Casario has mastered the art of remaining permanently flexible. So,
he's a trendsetter.
Yeah. But I think, of course, you break some of the rules for certain players. However, Will Anderson Jr., who's arguably a top 5 player, regardless of position, he got what was that 3-year deal, right?
3-year deal.
3. So if he got a 3-year deal, then yeah, most likely CJ's probably going to get a 3-year deal. If I had to play with numbers,
no,
if we're going to get
CJ's quarterbacks don't get 3-year deals.
No,
CJ's going to get a 4 to 5-year deal.
Okay, let's play 4 years. Okay, 4 year, let's say 62 mil per. So about about 250 over 4. A little bit over 250 over 4. But of course, I think they're going to give him the most guaranteed money because that's Casario's whole thing, is to give him, guaranteed money.
He said 200
over 3.
200 over 3.
Goodness.
Yeah, that's a little hot, brother.
Goodness, 200 over 3? Dang. Let me see. That's 67.
That's 67. That's 67 million a year.
Is it? Damn. About
67. It's not. Yeah, it's not gonna be that much, bro.
Yeah, 66.5. About 62 to 64. Stressing's that's what he said. He's kind of projecting like a 64.5 kind of figure deal, something like that.
I say 62. I don't even think it's 64. It all depends on who gets it first. If Bryce gets his first, then it may be 64, but I'm thinking it's 62. Dak is right now is at 60.
Yeah, straight baseline 60. I mean, look, if Bryce Young gets signed before CJ Stroud, then CJ is getting over Bryce Young. Like we're not even gonna play that game. Like he's gonna out earn Bryce Young, at least right now.
200 over 3 if CJ gets a ring. I mean, we'll see. But I think
listen, if CJ Stroud gets you a ring, do you push 70? I don't know. Do you push 65, 68?
No. It ain't gonna be no 70. 70 is reserved for Lamar Jackson and probably Josh Allen when he gets re-upped on Josh Allen. Those guys, and because even Matthew Stafford's new contract isn't 60.
They're gonna be gross. That's gonna be gross.
Yeah, so
65 to 70 million.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
gross.
that's easy. That's light work.
That's
That's light
gross.
work. Yeah,
Ugh.
Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, all others eligible.
Mm.
Yeah, that's cool. Drake may get it first. Jaden Daniels hasn't done anything to deserve a contract. Let's be honest. What has Caleb Williams done to deserve a contract? You know what I mean? So they all have, I think, one playoff victory, if I'm not mistaken. Oh well, Jaden has
Mm.
two. Jaden has two. But
And Drake has
and Drake, well, yeah,
three.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about between Caleb and Jaden. Um, yeah. So we'll
Oh
see.
yeah,
We'll see.
Dayton has two. Caleb has one.
Yeah, Jalen has two. So Jaden has two. I mean, it all depends on what his mama, asked for. And we gotta, with that Jaden Daniels contract, we
I
gotta
said
really,
don't start, bro, because that whole situation. Don't bring up
we
his
gotta
mama.
buckle
Don't
down.
bring up Jaden.
Yeah, no, we can bring it up. I gotta figure out how much Jaden will get
Mm.
and how much his mom will get. Because he gotta, give his mom some money.
Look
His
here, I ain't
girl.
getting
I'm sorry, his
look, bro.
girlfriend. His
I ain't getting
girlfriend.
canceled with you. I
It
ain't
ain't
getting canceled
counsel.
with
I
you,
mean, you
bro.
know, what they call it. Incest is real out here in the streets, man.
I'm not about to Brandon Ayuk. I'm not about to Brandon Ayuk myself. Nope. Nope.
And Daniels is,
I value.
his mom has already done that. You know, so we'll see, man. But speaking of Super Bowls and rings, the Texans have an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl, adding more depth to the secondary. There was a
Mhm.
report.
It is.
Not,
Thank you. It
it's not
is.
it's not a
Discuss.
nasty narrative,
As
man.
yeah,
It's proof,
exactly.
so
Thank
it's for
you.
free, brother. I ain't never seen no mama that active, man. Fine. I ain't never seen no mama C block some fine. Like how you sit up here and C block Jaden on some fine like Juju, like Juju. You C blocking Juju? Yeah, dog. You trying to keep that to yourself, huh? Yeah, nah.
Are you still going, brother? We got some ball. What are we doing? Like what? Where's
She got his. She
where's
got
the
his.
cutaway? Where's the cutaway that says technical difficulties? Like
Um,
we'll be right back.
but
What?
yeah, there was a
Couldn't have never.
report that came out today, not today, but this week, that the Houston Texans worked out and are one of four teams that are very interested in bringing in Terrion Arnold,
Yep.
former first round cornerback for the Detroit Lions, who was released this offseason
Mm-hmm.
due to allegations
Mm-hmm.
um, of kidnapping and setting people up to get beat up and all that type of stuff. And
Allegedly.
that's allegedly. That's why I said allegations.
Yep.
Allegations of. That's all they are right now is allegations. No proof. No, anything that kind of any substantial thing behind it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the way his lawyer was cooking, in some video clips. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this may be ending sooner than what people
Mm-hmm.
think. So, I'm gonna let you go ahead, Clayton, and I'm gonna dunk on your take. When we come back, we not come back
I mean,
because you
after
had a very very staunch stance
sure
about
did.
Terrion Arnold. Who did you hear? Have you heard anything about Terrion Arnold before this offseason?
Locker room issue? No, I haven't heard any locker room
I'm
issues
not
about
even
that.
locker room issue, but I'm talking about just in general life. Have you heard
Mm.
anything negative about Terrion Arnold before this offseason?
Mm.
Okay,
Nope.
so
Except
go ahead with
he's
your stance.
increasingly productive player for Detroit. No, I mean the stats aren't eye popping, right? We ain't talking about the return of Deion Sanders, but we're talking about a guy who was All American in Alabama. I mean that's cool. I ain't afraid of this. I've been on top of this. Former All American in Alabama, highly drafted, 24th overall by the Detroit Lions. Last season 31 tackles, 8 games played. I don't know if that was injury related. I'm sorry, I don't have that up in front of me. But 8 games played, 31 tackles. one pick. I mean, ain't really much to write home about with that one. But again, draft stock very high, highly accomplished at Alabama. And reports are that the Texans were one of the four teams that worked him out. Now that doesn't mean that they're going to go and get him, but it simply means they worked him out, they saw him up close, and that they buy and flip guy like Ernest Jones was. Right. So the Texans they were just one of the ones who decided to get in on the action. Now, what I will say narrative wise is I like what Jeremy Chugg said, host of Texans Today. He theorized that, could the Texans have been doing Nicole Lynn and Terran Arnold a solid by getting him. I'm not saying I agree. It's interesting by getting him in the door, working him out, keeping him on the radar, keeping him relevant, letting teams see that he is healthy, that he's, in shape. Nothing's wrong with him. They could be throwing him a bone that way. Outside of that, I mean, look, my whole stance was it's just our team is trying to move forward, right? Like it's less about this in a vacuum Terrion Arnold situation and more about we just went through issues with, Jimmy Ward, though different contextually. He had his own off the field legal issues, accusations, right? Didn't get indicted, right? Of course, so happy for him about that, assuming he's innocent, but had his own issues, drug allegations, and assault allegations, all the stuff. Before that, couldn't trust him, didn't stay healthy, so basically he was gone anyway. He was a ghost. Then you had the CJ Gardner Johnson stuff, where no, that wasn't legal issue, that wasn't personal, it wasn't all the field, but it was locker room chaos, divisiveness, polarization, all the stuff. Didn't last 3 games, right? DJ Bieniemy said he went into the regular season on thin ice. So there's that. So
he come in at the perfect moment.
right, and that's cool. That's fine. But yeah, so
I ain't got long. We'll see what y'all got going on
sure.
today.
So you came in
cool.
right with the Terrion Arnold conversation.
So I'll land the plane then. So basically, what I'm saying is, for me, I'm saying subjectively, I want to focus on the guys that are in this locker room that are developing, that are not in these kind of situations, innocent, not innocent, whatever the case may be. I want to focus on developing the guys that are here, focusing on all the field issues. We're trying to move forward. We want the minimal amount of narratives as possible, especially after specifically going through at least 2 different problematic situations involving defensive backs. I just don't want it right now. I feel like the Texans are in a very positive place, and that's not to indict, Terran Arnold. That's just me saying if I can avoid that kind of situation, I would.
Okay,
that's simple.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah,
I'm not really care either way, but going forward, I know it's a situation that we don't. It's not really cleared up about what really happened is. But if you're looking for a football point of view, I don't believe this next season we will have the season offensive season without Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Pat Mahomes being fully healthy and having offenses of like we had in the playoffs where all the quarterbacks in the last 4 were bad or didn't play very well. Bo Nix wasn't really great throwing the passer. Josh Allen has his issues. We all know about CJ and Drake May is still not a great passer of the ball. If we're going to see how the season going next year, I think this last season was an anomaly. I'm predicting and have the course for correction that you're going to see Pat Mahomes again in the playoffs. Josh Allen's going to be there. Lamar Jackson might be there. These guys that can kill any kind of great defenses, and having a bona fide starter be your third corner is definitely a plus. So we're looking from the football aspect. That's how the coach is looking at it. I know I'm about to go and Joe Burrow. They might have a good enough defense where their offense is going to be even potent, and you want to have a third corner that can play like they want to, because we all know how I feel about James Petrie. You put that boy in coverage, it's trouble. Now when you have somebody like Arnold there, and he's not this all wrong great talent. He's a good player. He's very solid. He's a better solid third corner than we have on the field. According right now, Tremont Smith. Now when it comes to the whole situation, when it comes off the field, if D'Amico and Nick Casario and everybody say, hey, we did enough research. We believe in this man. He's shown what he can show, and he's never had any problem like this before. If he's ready to roll with it, so we just roll with it because he's always said that, and this locker room is only going to take people with high class, high character. They took a chance on Gardner because it was a good trade trying to get Kenyon Green. It didn't work out. Jimmy Ward didn't really get into issues until he couldn't play. He just had too much time on his hands and not enough playing time. So he just did stupid stuff the last 2 years. But Jimmy Ward was never a bad character guy prior to the situation going to now. And CJ just have issues to keep his mouth shut. So they do really put character on the situation. So if they gonna do it, they can do it. I believe in D'Amico Ryan and say he can take chances on those guys. He really has to have a clean bit of health for the Texas team to draft him. I'm going to sign him regardless.
So real quick, follow up, real quick. I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm not trying to interrupt you. So to you, Jules, I mean, do you make anything of Detroit cutting him? Do you care about that kind of thing, or is it more of like a hey, that's their business, we're kind of doing our own thing? Because that does matter to me. That the team that has the most incentive to keep him because they invested a high round, a high draft pick on Terrion, for them to be the first one to do this and then just be done with it. Does that not mean anything?
There's been a lot of opportunities that players been cut early by the old team, and the second team has no issues. And if even with James Pierce of Atlanta, if they would have cut that boy, teams would have drafted him out automatically.
Would have
Agreed.
That's
been
just
lining up.
they
Would have been
lined up,
lining up for him.
and
Yeah,
to
they lined up for
everybody's
Deshaun
point is
Watson.
yeah, and
They lined up for Deshaun.
it's a situation of winning cures all, and it's not a great situation, and it's NFL and sports. It's not a reputation of how real world is.
Hmm.
Thank you.
It's not. It's all about how much money and the greed of the world, and it's whole world by itself. If we want to take the NFL as a whole, it is this whole world that everybody else revolves around. The
Mhm.
NFL is almost bigger than the United States government because that's how much money involved in the
Mhm.
NFL world. People line up to mortgage
Mhm.
their lives to buy a franchise. You just saw Seattle sell their franchise for $9 billion.
Almost 10,
Oh, 10,
9.9.
9.9, $10 billion. So this franchise, this sport operates solely by itself. Only sport that's bigger in this situation is soccer.
Mhm.
Other than that, it's the world. You can't. It's really apples and oranges about everyday people, everyday situation. And yes, we would love for organizations to have a
Mhm.
better character situation. It's just not what it is.
So
Mhm.
I will piggyback on the comment, and then I'll go into the statements you made, Clayton. The comments you made about what about Detroit cutting him? Well, Terrion Arnold was going to get ready for a contract extension, right? He's up in that third year, same as Kamari,
Mhm.
and them cutting bait with little to any kind of issue saves them the benefit of not having to pay another corner
I'm gonna
or
say
not having.
that would have been like next year, right? The end of he's only been here for
Kamari,
2 years.
Kamari, yeah, but he's going into year three.
Yeah, I'm saying like after
See
this
what I'm
season, like
saying?
next
Yeah,
off
what I'm
season, they'd have
saying.
to. Yeah,
Yeah, but you cut him now so that you don't have to, you know. Okay, with Black Line, he chiming in. He said, shout out Black Line, man. Said from what
yeah.
I've heard, he wasn't involved in the incident. It was his name on the house that was robbed. So again, going back to your original points, and when you brought up a CJ Gardner Johnson, CJ Gardner Johnson doesn't have any legal problems,
Mm-mm.
hasn't had anything like that. It wasn't even a locker room issue. Um, as far as like CJ Gardner Johnson not getting along with the teammates and everything like that, I think CJ Gardner Johnson just didn't get along or
Mouthing
didn't
off
do
at the
what the
coaches.
coaching. No, I'm
He a,
saying what the
he a knucklehead.
Yeah,
yeah. I
mouthing
mean,
off at the coaches.
he's yeah. I think this it was more of a system fit and system non fit with CJ Garner Johnson than it was more of oh, he didn't get along with teammates or he was a locker room cancer or anything like that. I just think that they went ahead and
Mm-hmm.
cut bait with
Mm-hmm.
the fact that, and the Texans do this a lot, they could cut bait with him early to give him an opportunity to join another team during the season,
Mm-hmm.
rather than wait till later on in the season to cut him or try to keep pushing the button to see if it's going to play, see if it's going to work out. And I just think that wasn't a drama filled situation. I think the media makes it more of a situation than what it really is, because in
Mm-hmm.
house, the Texans cut CJ Gardner Johnson and still went on to have the best, one of the, if not the best defense in the NFL.
He
And they
wanted to
kept
do
it mushing.
he wanted to do what Jalen Pitcher does,
Yeah,
and you can't have both of us on the field because
right.
they want him to be a pure safety. His game is coverage and being around the ball. You can have two guys, and so it just wasn't the numbers didn't fit.
Well, you got to think about it too. The Texans brought him in really honestly as a Jalen Petrie insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jalen Petrie the year before missed half the season
Right.
with
True.
injuries and
True.
was injured the year before that.
True.
So
He couldn't.
he could have
He couldn't.
easily been
Yeah, but he couldn't just play safety. That's what they want him to do. Just play
Mm-hmm.
safety.
right, right,
He couldn't
and
do. He
then
he 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 wanted to get the sack numbers. He wanted to get the TFLs. He wanted to be more a rover in the situation. We already have one rover. You can't have two rovers in the system.
yeah, and like Black Line saying, I think Nick Saban speaking up for him and having Will, who played on the team with him, Nick and me felt okay seeing how he looks. I mean, that we'll talk about that in a minute, but
Mm-hmm.
going back to the next topic, talking about freaking Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward was on his way out anyway. Like,
Not
and
fast
just to be
enough.
honest, but just to
Not
be
fast
honest,
enough.
Yeah.
yeah, but just to be honest, those cases were dropped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
Those
were.
weren't,
Not.
so he's been cleared of any kind of legal anything. Jimmy Ward is clear of all legal issues. It has
Mm-hmm.
been cleared. So saying
Mm-hmm.
that, using Jimmy Ward as a drama field or a situation, Jimmy Ward barely saw the field with the Houston Texans in general, which is
Yeah.
why Jimmy Ward was on the feet, was on his way
Mm-hmm.
out of the team anyway. He was going to get released even if he didn't have any legal issues. And my thing is, why do the Texans have to be this cookie cutter organization where we have to have, you know, no pun intended, but all saints on the roster? Why do we have to have nothing but holier than now? Everybody, Bible belt guys. We gon' everybody sit down in the locker room and pray. We all Christians on this podcast. We all love the Lord, but we know that again, like Jules said, the world is not all the same. So you have to have a diversity in your locker room, and that's fine if you have guys that are not on that same path. And it's okay to have a
Mm-hmm.
little, little
Preference.
ugly in your locker room. It's okay. You like it. And my thing is again,
Bro,
and I said it before, D'Amico Ryans has been amazing at building this culture of the
sure.
Houston Texans, right? I said every year when fans, especially the last 2 years, when fans
Mm-hmm.
poo-poo and crap on players because of quote unquote character issues or quote unquote this and quote unquote that, oh, he's going to ruin the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Then to me, that tells me that you don't believe in D'Amico Ryans. You don't believe in his culture that he set in the
Mm-hmm.
Houston Texans building, that any one player or any one person can come in
Mm-hmm.
and destroy everything that D'Amico Ryans has built the last 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't make any sense to me. When you have a Will
Mm-hmm.
Anderson as one of your leaders in the locker room, that you think that any single person can come in and disrupt any kind of culture that you're setting. And
Mm-hmm.
the Texans, I know, have, and as crazy as it sounds, as negatively as the Deshaun Watson situation was, the Texans handled, as an organization,
Mm-hmm.
handled it better than I know for a fact half the teams in the NFL would have handled it.
Right. I mean, because
This,
go ahead, John.
huh?
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying this specifically, I feel like would have guaranteed the Texans
Mm-hmm.
situation going forward. This gives me what I say. This gives me a lot of confidence in the Houston
Mm-hmm.
Texans as an organization to handle a Terrion Arnold situation, to
Right.
handle any kind of situation that they have going forward with
Mm-hmm.
any players having any kind of outside noise or whatever. Because again, doggone, like Black Lion said, if it comes back that he had no involvement at all and people were just throwing his name around,
Mm-hmm.
now we're sitting up here and you've already judged him, as he's being this guy. He's going to be drama. He's going to cause this. He's going to cause that. When in all actuality, it was for naught.
Mm-hmm.
We did all this prejudgment, and he's at all these cases because at the end of the day, and I think Bear made a point too. If Terrion Arnold was a trash cornerback, or if he wasn't a good player, or if he wasn't a recognized player from coming from Alabama and being in the Detroit spotlight, being a good corner for them, if he was a bad player in the bottom of the roster guy, this wouldn't even made a headline.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he has talent, the fact that he's worth a damn, like, and he's kind of publicized. He's a public figure.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to use his name to gain whatever or do whatever they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it's very possible that Terrion Arnold's name could have been used to for people just throw around just for negative or whatever, and he gets caught up in something that he's never was involved in.
Sure. No, look, all that makes sense. Look, I hear you. Oh, you way
That's
back there.
that's the East to
Oh,
be is gone. This is
you
not
talking
Sunday
about
school.
you talking about the DeAndre
Oh
Hopkins
yeah,
thing?
he on the late watch. He joined in late. He catching it from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm about to
Um,
say because D Hop he been cooking Easterby for the last 2 days, but
and it's DJ Waller to this point as well, and that's the point I have as well. It's a low risk, high reward situation.
mm,
If you sign him, if you whatever team he's going to sign with is not going to be for a lot of guaranteed money. It's not
mm,
going to be any situation like that. So it's like it's a low
right,
risk,
mm,
and it's going to be a prove it deal. It's going to be a 1 year deal.
yep,
Wherever he signs, it's going to be a 1 year deal,
mm,
and you're going to sign him, and he's going to be productive for your team.
mm,
I said it all the time. We hated looking at the D'Angelo Rosses, and we hated looking at the freaking Traymon Smiths of the world
Miles
when
Bryant,
Derek Stingley and freaking Kamari Lassiter were out even for a game.
sure. No, you're
So
not you're
having
not you're not wrong.
having a Terrion Arnold as your third cornerback allows you to rotate in your
Mm-hmm.
secondary, allows Kamari Lassiter to get a breather from time to time,
Right.
allows Derek Stingley to get a breather from time to time, allows them to prolong themselves throughout the season for a Super Bowl run.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know,
look. Oh yeah, no, I got you. Listen, I hear you. I'm taking all this in. So if we just want to keep it strictly football, then let's talk strictly football. Can I interest you in some Terry on Arnold stats? Can I interest you in some
but
on-field analysis? Okay. So for certain people who may not know, right, just gonna break down some numbers real quick. All right. So I'm not the biggest PFF guy, but I'll use it on reference every now and again. But starting off, right? So this is by definition. I just looked this up. So a good defensive back in the NFL typically allows an opponent passer rating between 60 and 75, points. Elite corners more under 50, right? An average rating that a defender can allow probably anywhere from 85 to 95. So I say that as a basis to say this. We're talking about a Terrion Arnold who, yes, he's only 2 years into his NFL tenure, but he's had a pretty difficult time acclimating to the NFL pacing of things. I started with the definition of what it means to be a decent cover corner, because in his rookie season, the man allowed a 99.2 passer rating when targeted. The man had 10 total penalties his way, including 8 through the first 4 weeks. So he was catching criticism from Detroit Lions fans, but that was rookie season, right? So I said, all right, let me be objective. Let me go to, flip over to the 8 games that I can get some data on. He followed that 90. What was that? He followed the 99.2 passer rating up in 2024 with a 88.6 passer rating when targeted. And I'm sorry, I didn't say this the first time. So his PFF score in his rookie season was, hold on, let me pull it. His rookie season PFF score was what? 50.4. which ranked him 176 out of 222 qualified corners. Follow that up with a 52.6 score, which ranked him 97th out of 114. So, not to get too numbers heavy, but we're talking about a guy who you're talking low risk, high reward. That's not just in the character. We're talking about like a flyer on a guy who honestly needs some refining, honestly needs to probably land himself in a maybe a better defensive infrastructure that whatever struggles he's having in coverage with penalties or just, poor performances in open field, maybe a defensive infrastructure like the Texans will help, eliminate a lot of those weaknesses or at least refine him enough and see what you can get out of him. And like you said, since it's CB3, you're not expecting him to come out and be an all pro. Now it'd be great if he was, but he's coming in with a lot of holes in this game based off the numbers. So I just wanted to keep it strictly football and put the personal, put the on-field stuff out of there. We're talking about a guy who coming in needs a lot of work. He does. He is not coming in with 5 picks, 3 to 5 picks. Like he's not coming in like that. Like for all intents and purposes, he's been a bad corner, or at least ranging from bad to average. And if you're getting like bad to average, there are other players you can get that can be bad to average. But again, you're betting on upside with the Terry and Arnold, so it's kind of a wash, kind of the same thing. But I just want to clarify, like there's some on-field data that would say, like, yeah, I mean, you would still side eye Terry and Arnold just in case, in case of what your expectations might have been with them coming in.
I don't think nobody is saying or considering him like a lockdown or consider him even on the Derek Stingley, Kamara Lassiter
Oh
level.
no.
So I
No.
don't think anybody's doing it, but everybody is in full agreement that it's a clear upgrade over a freaking
Jalen Smith.
I wouldn't even I mean it's an upgrade over Jalen Smith who's only played 1 game in NFL. It's an
Mhm.
upgrade. It's an upgrade over a Traymon Smith. It's an upgrade over a freaking D'Angelo Ross. That's you've been, a Miles Bryant. All these guys that have had to play corner in
Mhm.
your defense because of injuries. These guys are clear upgrades over
Mhm.
these guys. So he's a clear upgrade over these guys. So football wise, I mean, you can pull up the stats and everything like that, but you got to realize too, does the Detroit Lions have the same type of pass rush as Houston Texans have? Because that affects your cornerback play as well.
Mhm.
You know what
True.
I'm saying?
That's true.
So, like all of these things, like we can kind of downplay it and find a million reasons why not, but then I can find a
Mhm.
million and one reasons why you should.
Right.
So at the end of the day, Terrion Arnold is a talent that
Mhm.
you don't, especially if you can get him for cheap, that stash, and it kind of gives you an opportunity because if he comes in and he performs well and everything in the background is washed away, now you're in a situation now where you can make a decision.
Mhm.
When it comes to Derek Stingley, when it
Mhm.
comes to Kamari Lassiter, you have options now.
Mhm.
Sauce Gardner, Killer Cow, Sauce Gardner, 2022 had 2 interceptions, first team All Pro. 2023, 0 interceptions, first team All Pro. 2024, 0 interceptions, PFF first team All Pro.
Yeah,
Good point.
I mean, yeah, that's a good counter, but we're talking contextually. Like, yeah, the numbers can look the same, but Sauce actually performed in spite of the lack of just the raw
Performed how
pop
though?
out numbers. Hmm?
Performed how though? Performed how though?
What do you mean?
Performed how? Because how do you perform if you're saying that he doesn't have a lot of PBUs, he doesn't have
Oh,
hardly
no, okay,
interceptions? Like performed how?
so right, so I'll explain that. So, and good follow up with that. What I mean is like, okay, take for example the debate over PS2, Pat Surtain and Derek Stingley, right? Like both of them, you're talking 1A, 1B, best cornerback in the league, right? But one of them is much more of a pure like raw numbers, bunches of turnovers guy, whereas Patrick Surtain is just more technically sound, like across the board, people regard him as being like just a technician at the position, bars, versus Stingley, who has his strengths that result more in the turnover based stylistic points, if you will. So that's more so what I mean when I say like he brings up Sauce Gardner, which is I like that point. Like your numbers can look like this or like that, but it's about on field numbers don't mean everything. I'm just saying numbers along with exactly what he accomplished. Like I'm not just pulling this. These are things that Lions fans, Lions media have said. These are reports, these are articles, this is data. So Sauce is different in that, yeah, he physical talent is what they want. Yeah, sure, I agree. Like I'm not saying disqualify the dude. I'm saying temper expectations for anybody thinking like, oh my gosh, he's gonna be this. Like I'm just trying to add to the conversation. I know the Texans, if they're involved, like we have to trust their defensive infrastructure to target a type. They have a type. He has physical tools. He was a All American at Alabama. We know, highly accomplished. We get it. I know. Like you might as well see what juice is left in there to squeeze. I understand that. I'm just saying, okay, I'm adding what AD's point is, which is yes, super low risk, possible high reward. We don't know. And I guess with it being in this circumstance, if he doesn't work out just wash your hands of him. I guess I don't know. I'm just adding what's there to add. Like he could be decent for you, but then again, it could be a liability. We don't know yet. We don't have no idea.
But what's the liability? Like, because at the end of the day, even if he is a liability, you can cut him from little to nothing.
I know. I'm agreeing. No, I'm sorry. When I say liability, I mean on field. Like I'm saying in the context of everything. Yes, if liability shows up in
That's what
coverage,
I'm
and
saying. Even if he's a liability in coverage, then you sign him for
yeah,
little or
you just
nothing,
gotta
then you can move on.
yeah.
So again, it's not a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm just again, I'm
Long
learning
as no
about Carolina.
blasphemous, you don't bit your tongue.
Oh no, I don't know what this is. I've been. I'm sorry. That's bad TV right there. You take Juice Scruggs, who would take David Gardner. Oh, that is funny. If you expand the trade out, that is funny.
Yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah.
that
Take
is
that, take
funny.
that, take that, Diddy style.
No, that
Um,
is funny. Juice Scruggs, D momentary and all.
um, yeah. Let's go. This one. Let's take this last question. He
And
said,
that
"Real
and
question."
that's my other thing. That was the other reason why I was, just hesitant because okay, there are multiple hurdles that we have to clear just to get him on the field. But we are talking about Nick Casario, who's a JM who he has been known to just burn resources. Like he will trade a late round pick for somebody and cut him. He'll give you 2 to 5 million and cut you. Like he is not afraid to do that. So like it's not really that's the end all be all, but that's just another hurdle that okay, let's say you sign him. Let's say you bring him in. The NFL is still going to want to be judge, jury, and some kind of executioner. And if the list comes up, you got to honor that. So you still won't have access to this man. So it's like, if you want
But
to get in,
what if he's fully exonerated before the season even starts?
right? That again, we don't know. Like I'm willing to
Because right
engage.
now, you got to think about it. Look at the Rasheed Rice situation. Look how long it took him for him to even be put on the list.
Is Jared Wayne still here? Why is he
Oh,
here?
of course he's still here.
Why is he still here? Dang it.
Talk about that. Yeah.
Why is he
That
still
boy.
here?
Yeah. Now, see, the crazy part is we'll sign Terry Arnold and release Jared Wayne. Now, wouldn't that be a blessing?
Why is Jared Wayne still? No disrespect, Jared Wayne, but why is he still?
No disrespect. All disrespect.
Why is
All
he still
disrespect.
here?
But
Hey
yeah,
man.
again, going black line to you, Roger Goodell thing. Again, I have a feeling that the fact, and I said it before, the fact that he's even being worked out and teams are bringing him in for visits and all that type of stuff leads me to believe that this is going to move swiftly and he's going to be exonerated swiftly.
Well, that's okay. That's true. But I mean, look, Henry Ruggs got allegedly teams looking into him too, and this man is fully behind bars.
Nobody brought him in, or even he wasn't even released,
I
so
know,
nobody
but
could bring him in.
I know, but still, bro, you
But this ain't.
listen.
But saying teams would be interested in his services is not out of the question. You're talking about a guy runs a 4.2 40 like and never got an opportunity to really play in the NFL.
His fault.
So
His fault. His fault.
at the end of the day, people make mistakes, man. Everybody had their past when they were young. He was a young kid, and he's still gonna be young when he gets out, which is why
Which
teams
will
are
be next year. Which will be next year.
So again, he think even when he gets out, he'll be what 26, 27 or something like that.
27, 28, something like that.
Yeah, he won't even be 30.
Speed
He
is
won't even
speed.
be. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Speed is speed, man.
the thing about the NFL is that and just like in life, the NFL is what the America says they're about, but they're not really about in real life. Think about it like this, man. The NFL is prominent on giving second chances, whereas America, not so much.
Mike Tomlin said it. Oh.
Go
No, I was
ahead.
about to
You
say
might come.
Mike Tomlin said it best. Oh, I ain't fighting for my life for nothing. Look, Mike Tomlin said it best. I'll tolerate you till I can replace you. Something like that's basically what it is. It is the dirty little not so secret with the NFL. Like if you're a seventh round draft pick, you're not doing none of these things because you're gonna get cut. But if you're Antonio Brown, you're gonna get 3 or 4 teams. If you're Gronkowski, you're gonna get 3 or 4 teams. If you're Mahomes, if you're
What has
Allen, if you're Lamar,
Gronkowski done?
no, I'm just putting names out there, bro. I'm just saying,
But
like
that's not a name you put out there though.
in the hypothetical, we're talking about talent gets you
But I'm
opportunities
saying
that
like if you're going to use an Antonio Brown, that's cool. But then use
mm,
other character guys. Don't use guys who don't have character issues or problems or
I'm
issues.
isolating the talent. Okay, fine. Antonio Brown. Uh heck, I would say the reverse then. An example of a guy who thought maybe he was more talented and turns out not. Chase Claypool. He's a guy who, thought he was talented and he wasn't. So now where is he? So I'm just saying, like, I'm contributing in that we understand according to what your point is, which is a proven fact. There is a hierarchy in the NFL. They will give you second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth chances. It just
Yeah,
depends on how talented you are. And that's the dirty little non-secret, right? Like it's not the same rules. It's not. A sixth
it's
rounder
not. But
can
at the end of the day, it's something that we all pray and strive for, that we all are able to get a second chance and not let past mistakes, tank your forever.
oh sure. I
Because
100%
you
agree.
go, you go back in younger life, we've
Mm,
all made mistakes in
hmm
life, and if we were judged and ridiculed on false allegations,
mm.
I mean, we see, and it just to take a step to the side, and and I'm gonna put some racial, behind it. But how
I feel
many
like
black
that's what you
men,
better do.
how many black men are in jail, currently incarcerated right now on false allegations?
Oh my gosh, too many. One is too many,
You know what I
but
mean?
vast amount, yes.
So, again, it's almost like we're trying to be judge, jury, executioner on Terrion Arnold and saying we should wash our hands of him
Mm.
because of an allegation that, in all honesty, the way it's looking, he's going to be fully exonerated from.
Uh-huh.
So, like that, we'll wrap it up on that point. But
Mm,
let's all have a little grace when it comes to these type of things. And in
mm,
the Texans, and I'm glad the Texans are giving the grace and attempting to give opportunities to players and give players second, third chances, and be in a place where they can get the second and third chances, and not be this organization that is just staunch on, no, you're not, we're not going to take you if you had any character problems or anything in
mm.
life, because the old Texans or the staunch Texans from the past
The
wouldn't have
Bob
even taken a risk
McNair's,
on. Yeah, I don't even
Bob
say
McNair
Bob
Texans.
McNair, the Janice McNair before she got sick, before
Mm.
she got, well, let me say before she got old, would have, you know, would have had the hard line and staunch on things, because Joe Mixon wouldn't have been a Texan
Oh yeah, no.
because of his
We
past.
remember what
So,
happened with the Dwayne
oh,
Brown
I
and
know,
the
I know.
D Hop. Yep. What
So,
was that? The what is it? What did bro? What was the quote? That's because I remember where I was. I was like driving. I was working. Something about don't let the boy.
inmates
Something
run the
about
asylum.
in
Yeah,
my
don't let the
yeah. There you
inmates
go.
run the asylum. I know.
And oh my goodness. And I'm talking about people went crazy. They said players walked out. Like yeah, man, it was bad.
Yeah, I
So
mean it
let
was
me just
bad.
points
It
out.
was bad, and it was kind of misquoted as well. He said the quote wrong. Don't
Sure.
it's really don't let the prisoners run the asylum. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, it is what it is when it comes to that, and you can take your
Mm-hmm.
racial tendency and all that stuff, and then give credit to Nicole Lynch and Clutch Sports for sticking with their clients and repping them. I mean, that's fine, and
Mm-hmm.
shout out to them and Nicole Lynch, and shout out to Clutch Sports, and shout out to the the black agents in the NFL that are really stepping up and taking the league by storm. But to the point of it all, at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, we have to, I'm glad that the Texans are moving in the direction of, we're going to give people second and third chances and be the place where they can get second and
Mm-hmm.
third chances in the quote unquote land of opportunity.
And I agree,
Um,
and I agree, and I guess that's that final point. As long as they're doing their due diligence, which I firmly believe that they are, you wouldn't be a multi-billion-dollar company if you don't do your due diligence. Otherwise, you're just wasting resources. So, and look, again, my biggest thing for Terrion is like, listen, I care about the person first, right? Not the football player. I want the best for Terrion. I want whatever look, if he's completely exonerated, fine. But I still want the best environment for him. I want the best people around him. I want the best guys around him. And I believe that the Texans are full of guys like Will, like CJ, a bunch of guys who would be great just to being around, hang around, go fishing with, just talk stories, talk ball, but just just because we got to remember too, these guys are coming in and being handed generational wealth, and they live under a microscope and in a fishbowl, and we expect so much of them, and then they're not allowed to show their humanity. So again, it may sound harsh, but I really do at my heart, I want the best for Terrion. I do. And if the Texans are willing to bring him that, not just the contract, not just a chance at football, but the infrastructure to help him develop as a man, as a person made in God's image, and hey, I'm all for that. That's perfectly fine. I just hate to see players like this get used. I'm not saying the Texans are, but we know situations where people just look at the talent and that's all they care about, and not actually like, hey, how can I be there for that person? So again, if he's getting the help he needs and he's able to just connect with some healthy dudes, then hey, I'm all for that. So
look, at the end of the day, it's a fluid conversation. And
yeah.
who's to say by next week he may be a Houston Texan? We don't know. But with that being said, this has been another great episode of the H-Town Rundown. Shout out Clayton, shout out Juice for popping in at the most perfect time, which is
He sure
crazy.
did. It's like he sensed it.
Yeah, so shout out to the people in the comments: DJ Waller, Killer Cal, Brandon, Black Lion,
Yes, sir. Welcome back,
uh,
BL.
Christopher Jackson, K1 Stella, Big Q, Frank Z. The crew as always, man. I appreciate y'all all for popping in and joining in. Shout out Alfredo as well. And again, make sure y'all and chill out as well. Make sure y'all all continue to watch the H-Town Rundown next week. There will be information given out during the week on H-Town Rundown. So you can get the free training camp tickets, man. So make sure you stay with the H-Town Rundown. We're giving away, I think at this point, a total of 8 free tickets to 4 different training camp dates. So y'all make sure that y'all go ahead and tune into H-Town Rundown. Like, share, subscribe, and make sure y'all tap in with us on a regular basis, man. But we will see y'all on the next episode when we see
Peace
y'all,
out.
man. Peace.